to go back for your child. Because you have drivers that do pick up service. But I'm saying to these drivers that the bus system will not affect them. And the reason why, the bus will not go to the school and wait for children who is doing lessons and for children who running up and down all over the schoolyard. Because these drivers, when you pay them to pick up your children, sometimes when they went there, they have to go and look at children because they're all over the place playing, or they might be in lessons, they might have late work that they have to do. You know, so they have, and they do more than one pickup. So they would go to the various schools, surrounding school, and they would pick up your children. So it will not affect these persons who doing pickup. And overall, I know it will not affect taximen because a lot of them do not want to carry the children. Now, when you come out now as an opposition leader and you said that you would like to be the prime minister for this country, and you're fighting against the progress for the children, and a lot of children are upset at this moment because my child told me that she prayed for the bus to start around September because she well want to stop drive with them pervert taximen. And you know that when you have children in their teen, they are at risk with some of these taximen because some of these taximen are putting words to the children and even, you know, want to date them and all of that. My daughter came home the other day and told me that her schoolmate and a taximan was fighting. Right? And she even told me that some of the taxi on the route that she took to go to school, what they did on a daily basis is that they pick up the children and they carry them round trips, collect their fare, and those children do not go to school. And I can tell you, I am very upset about it because as an adult, you are the one that should ensure that the children get their education, guide the children. Instead, you're depriving the children out of their education because of money. And it is very dangerous to our society. And we want to move away from that so that the children can focus on their education. The children can go to school early. The children can pay less fare. The children can feel much safer. And when you have an opposition leader fighting against that and want to keep us down in the same thing that we are running away from, it is very dangerous because how can you make an alternative to say that you will be giving each household $2,500 to continue the taxi operation for the children? So I'm asking this man, what about the parents who have 3-4 children going to school? How much money will those parents receive to pay their taxi fare on a weekly basis? I rest here for now, Squitty.
All right. Look where you're from, Tara now. And then not.
Wait a minute, on the rock, I know me.
All right, John boy. Tari.
Yo.
Yes, Chip.
Yo.
Chip. Bless up.
Yo. No sound like on ready?
You sound ready? The mic ready?
No sound like on ready. Yeah man, the mic ready, man. It ready.
Yo.
Huh?
Yeah man, what on the mic problem, yes.
You feel ready?
Yes. Good night again, people. Protecting what I go on Jamaica. 87. Janai, Chip, JP, what I go. And Browning. Try to talk up. Yeah.
Good night,
and
Good night.
Okay. Good night. Squitty, where you say my low? Hold on there.
Yeah. Talk up a little bit.
Check the mic. Yo. Good now? Yo. Yeah.
Yo. Put your energy in it.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. Good now. All right, cool.
But the cost no cloth like Mark Golden do, you know.
Yeah, we don't want no clock.
And if yes, people. So I want to talk about an development that I saw today, and it's coming from one of my most favorite ministers in this cabinet of the Jamaica Labour Party, Andrew Holness led administration, and that is the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports herself, Madam Babsy Grange. Yes, one of my most favorite ministers. A development came out today about a plan that they have
For the
to
stadium.
renovate the national stadium. And Squitty, just allow me I could probably give myself the big box still, but I just want to show another video because the magnitude, right, to which this government is going to work in the next term. I think we need to watch a video. So let's watch the video real quick.
The National Stadium Redevelopment Project is moving forward, with groundbreaking expected in August 2025, as I had indicated. The stadium will be 90% covered. We have tiered parking, because I know parking and the traffic control has always been a big problem. There will be a generous amount of green spaces. It will have upgraded seating, modern anti-doping facilities, modern media facilities, the sports museum, improved lighting and enhanced spectator amenities. And we have also taken into consideration facilities for persons with disabilities. The plans also include meeting and conference facilities, premium suites, and upgraded concession areas. So today I'm providing an update on the final consultation to close the first phase of the project. I'm pleased with the work of the United Kingdom firms, Ryder Architecture and CAA Icon, and just to commend the team and the British High Commission for its support.
Listeners, I am oh John layout change. Alright. Listeners, I am so happy. And for those who think that it's just the first time that it's been released or put in the public, this in an initiative from 2024, and it was mentioned by Mr. Nigel Clark in 2024 before he left office. I'm trying to find see it here. Alright, oh, it's a JIS article. Alright, I want to find the article for you because I know there are some people who will say that they never planned for it to happen. And wait, let me just try to quickly find it. Oh, see it here, lovely. Alright, let me put it back on my screen now that I have found it. Alright, so see it here, people. This was an article published by the Jamaica Information Service by Latonia Linton, June 26, 2024. National Stadium redevelopment slated to commence in August 2025. And this was during the sectoral debate, and I'll just read it for you. And it says, ground is to be broken in August 2025 to commence work on the National Stadium redevelopment into a world-class sports facility. This was disclosed by Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Honorable Olivia Grange, during her contribution to the 2025 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. She said the government will be facilitated under the recently signed framework for cooperation between the governments of Jamaica and the United Kingdom. The framework establishes the basis for both sides to collaborate and cooperate for the purpose of financing projects locally involving exports from the UK towards achieving Jamaica's economic development objectives. The government of Jamaica signed through the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, while their UK counterpart's interest was represented by UK Export Finance. Okay, and then this was where she was talking about the framework. Team of architects and project managers from the UK held discussion with the ministry. The document, in essence, proposes to not only address the shortcomings of the existing stadium, but also to identify through qualitative and quantitative assessment the full potential of this iconic stadium through its enhancement as a major tournament venue, training center, and visitor attraction to promote Jamaica and Jamaican sporting talent. Ms. Grange informed that the proposal, which also includes development of the sport, was accepted. She advised that her office has communicated its decision to the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, which will finalize the financing agreements and release funds in short order to begin phase 1 of the national stadium development, which entails an assessment and feasibility study. And that is what was being done up to now. Yes, they were doing a feasibility study. So the video that I actually showed you was Honorable Babsy Grange essentially that phase 1 has been closed, them do the assessment, the feasibility study, and now them are go towards the actual thing now. And here it says, we are deliberately establishing a world-class stadium for our world-class athletes, and we're targeting to break ground no later than August 2025. Promise made, promise kept. Ground will be broken in August 2025. Ms. Grange also informed that the Finance Ministry has been asked to provide special funding totaling $75 million for remedial work at the stadium to address the lighting infrastructure. Yeah. So, people, when I look at these things, I know that they're going to be... Okay, right. I know that there are going to be some who say that, like Lloyd in the chat who asks, and it's not out the pipeline, Tari. But again, I say to you this. What Minister Green spoke about in the video that I showed, she would have been speaking at the end, essentially highlighting the end of phase 1 of the entire project. In phase 1 of the project, they did an assessment, and I would assume the assessment determined more so the needs of in terms of what the stadium wants additionally, or what the stadium needs, I should say, as well as getting proposals from other companies and whatnot, and finding various companies to work with, and additionally a feasibility study. Usually a feasibility study wants to see how best it is, or how able you are to do something essentially, right? So
But sorry.
Yes, Squitty?
Same people will say actual election I cover them and do that.
No, it's not. The article that I just read would disprove what you're saying, because the minister even this, it is said in this article where the minister said they expect to do groundbreaking by August 2025. This article was written on June 26, 2024, when she was doing her debate presentation. The minister is on track as it relates to the time. We are in July. Today is July 16, 2025. And she expects to do groundbreaking by August 2025. And she has made her statements to say that they will be doing groundbreaking come next month. So she's right on track and she's right on time. So it's not just because of election. This was long announced. And one of the major reasons I brought this up, Squitty, was because one, we have a government that is working, constantly working for us in action. We must appreciate that we have a government that knows how to bring across certain agreements, that knows how to negotiate well, that knows how to put forward proper. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Yes, so we have a government that knows how to put forward proper agreements and can negotiate well, is what I'm saying. I remember when this year even Trinidad was sending their oil to us to refine their oil, right? And I look at that and I say, wow, what a power shifting CARICOM. Trinidad has always been known as the major oil player in the Caribbean. When Trinidad has to carry Jamaica, that's a 90 million, I believe it's US dollar agreement. Yeah. I don't know what they did to convince the government of Trinidad and Tobago to agree to that. Trust me, you have some great negotiators in this government. You have people who are well respected on the international and regional scene, and we cannot remove them. We can't afford to remove them. These are who are well respected, Squitty and listeners.
Yeah.
And one of the things I would say I fear, persons have told me this before, and I agree with them. When Mark Golding can go on his platform, and just because Mike is, he decides to say a little BC on them, Brit. Squitty and listeners, I have to wonder if Mark Golding was supposed to meet the Prime Minister of Barbados or the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago or even the President of Burkina Faso or wherever, right? And or if he's at the United Nations General Assembly, some regional or international event and they might not work. And that's him I go say. Is that what he's going to say? Is he going to say something that makes Jamaica lose their credibility on the regional and international stage? These are the things that you have to think about. These are the things that you have to literally think about. Another thing I even want to highlight, the commission today for the 93 buses. I don't remember the company that was there. Unfortunate. But that's as...
Four companies bring them in.
Right, I don't remember their names, but I'm sure some of you guys remember them.
I tell them.
Oh.
You have the vans.
Okay.
The vans bus them. Vans. You have Golden Dragon, Stuart and Utang. Utang are one of the biggest bus company there.
Okay. And listeners, that is as a result of good negotiation, great negotiation. That is as a result of a government that knows what they are doing as it relates to drawing up contracts, securing our future, securing our destiny, securing our needs, right? So I ask you this, why would you want to take out a government that's good at negotiating and getting great contracts and great deals for a set on the other side that has always been proven to either destroy contracts that or deals that we're making, or they make bad decisions and bad contracts, right? I can take you back to April 2011 when Mike Henry was Minister of Transport, and he had a deal at the time with the JUTC to get 230 buses to use for a rural bus program, school bus program. And when these came in 2012, he essentially rolled it back. He scratched it off. He scrapped it. And they didn't come with a they didn't come with a rural bus system. Well, I would say they didn't come with a rural bus system until 2015. And even then, that was a failed system in and of itself. We need a government that knows what they're doing. We don't need no Google government. No, Chat GPT government, I should say. We need a government that them know where them are do. Yeah, and I ask you this as well. At the function today for the commissioning, I noticed that a certain spokesperson was absent. I won't call the man name, but you know who I'm talking. If the Minister of Transport was there, if the Minister of Transport was there, he was not there. And I ask you this. This is not the first, and it will most definitely not be the last occasion where the People's National Party, in the form of their spokespersons or their leaders, have failed to come to national events and represent us as a people. They have failed. Michael Phillips did not come to the commissioning ceremony for the 93 buses, even though his name was on the program. Mark Golding did not go to the CARICOM Heads of Government Conference, right? Even though opposition leaders are not usually there, right? But he could have still been there. Mark Golding did not go to the opening of the Morant Bay Urban Center. Mark Golding did not go to Grand Gala at some point. I think it was, last year he never went to Grand Gala. He sent Denise Daly instead. So I on these things, and I'm really thinking, do you have our best interests at heart? Do you even business about what we do? Why are you not there? A good leader, though that leader who being in opposition may have differences with the prime minister or whoever is in government, a good leader always ensures that they are there to back us as a people, regardless of what political ideology they have. A good leader always ensures that even if they don't agree with something. So let me give you an example. Let's say, for instance, someone got a position over me. Yes? Does it mean that I'm going to stay in my corner and badmine them? No. I go to the ceremony, I clap for them, I smile, because I am still happy for them, irrespective of the fact that I went against them. Yes? Irrespective of the fact that I'm going against them. A good leader must know how to put aside differences and show up for their people. Jamaica is a leader-centric country. And because we are a leader-centric country, we love to see our leaders. And vote for them party based on what them leader do or how them view their leaders. It's as simple as that. So I ask the People's National Party, what is your strategy at this point in time? Because if that your strategy is to oppose just because you're an opposition for opposition's sake, if it is that your strategy is to try to make something bad out of the government at every corner or politicize everything, if your strategy is to just not represent us, as in your leaders don't send their leaders to events to represent us, and send, or even sometimes they would send their spokespersons, and their spokespersons decide not to show up because they don't care about this country, then I don't know what you expect out of that strategy. Don't. Strategy is not working with a majority of the country. Clearly, that strategy has not produced the desired positive results that you would have hoped for it to produce. Clearly, that strategy is not working in your best interests. Clearly, that strategy has people scratching their heads. Clearly, that strategy has Jamaicans looking the other way and wondering where this man talk about. Clearly, this strategy is just uncalled for, acceptable, and not one that will be accepted by the Jamaican people. Squitty, as I land, the People's National Party has work to do. And I have a video from someone, and I'm just gonna repeat it. It was from Nissa, by the way. I don't know if you guys know her, but I'm gonna quote what she said. Well, I think it was from another person even before that, but still. I'm gonna quote what the person said. The person said, I don't know if Andrew know this, but Andrew Holness probably going to have to be Prime Minister till him dead.
Oh, me see it.
And it is an unfortunate reality that I have to say that, because the man has a family. He has a wife. Juliet Holness. He has kids. The man have his own personal life. And yes, I know that Andrew, every time him go around the country, he's able to wake up the next day and look like him not tired. But Andrew also needs him rest. But with how things are happening right now, I really just have to look on the PNP, and if after they lose this election, and I'm gonna tell you the honest truth, Squitty, after the PNP loses this election, I don't think they're gonna try and find back themselves. I really don't. I think they're just going to continue full speed ahead. I don't think the PNP is going to actually go in that introspection to find back or bring back the love that they once had. I genuinely don't think it's possible. Well, it's possible, but I just don't think that they're going to do it after they lose the election. The writing is on the wall. It is clear that the opposition is going to lose the election. It's clear. Right there. And at this point in time, the members of the opposition are just waiting at this point to accept their defeat and accept their loss. That's it.
All right, Tari. Respect. Hey, Nat.
Oh, I think I might time.
Nat. Oh, well, not up a long time, man. Nat.
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Yeah, Nat. Go on now.
Hey, man, I'm protecting Jay.
Oh, protecting. Go on, the full name, man.
So, yeah, man, national conversations with protecting Jay.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me deal with the thing here. So, Tari.
Yes, protecting.
Yeah, big up yourself. I was a part of a brief conversation today again with Navi. Very fruitful conversation in Mr. Vegas. Just for a few minutes. But always have to big up because our young people now pay attention to what go on. Somebody need to mute their mic. Come here, go spit some fire in the night, you know.
Guys, mute the mic. Mute the mic.
Now, Tari, I appreciate the fact say he's a young man. I also appreciate the fact say you pay attention to the politics, which a lot of adults don't do, and the adults have to make decisions on behalf of their children, and then they pay attention to the politics. So therefore, they do not make sensible decisions for the future of them kids. I understand say you're young. You mentioned something a while, and I just want to clarify it because we have people that listen, and we have to put the things out there where the truth. Anyway, sorry, I never say good night, 136 there, so to the rest of the panel and all those who depend for you, good night. The PMP has never been in love, Tari. So you said the PMP, I wonder if them are going to do some introspection and get back to the loving party that they want. So the PMP not deal with love, my brother. And as a youngster, we have to make help you.
No, man. Protecting what I meant to.
People that will come up have to mute the mic. Like,
yeah, my people.
Hey, go on out, Tari.
Yes, protecting. What I was saying is that yeah. Wait, my mind's right. So I was saying that I wasn't saying that the PNP was a loving party, but in the sense of find back the love that they once subscribed their whole democratic socialism ideology or their ideology.
They just subscribe to words, Tari. And you see again, because of how the PNP messages, the PNP trained in messaging. They're trained in messaging. A very important tenet of guerrilla warfare, which the PNP are trained in firsthand. And the messaging is the most important part of the system. And all you see them over the many years winning election, thief in election after election, them thief. About 3-4 election in the 90s, come right up to early 2000, PJ thief. All right, thief in thief them. ballot box, so I speak from a position and knowledge, and that's why they're afraid of me. And that's why I continue to remain how I am. Because there are things that a lot of people in the society know. And we have to understand the PMP know anything about love. What they did, because they were all those dinosaurs that run the PMP. They were all trained in Cuba in guerrilla warfare. So as soldiers, I don't feel like you as my party, with the team, because we understand the mission. The mission is go war and the enemy is over that side, not us. So even though we not have to agree, we able together to identify the enemy. And that's what the PMP did for many years, and they did it well. They were able to identify the common enemy, which was the JLP and the people of Jamaica. And what they did know, they had a set of people in there who were the academics, who knew how to put words together. They call it messaging. And once they put some messaging together, and then them control the different associations throughout the country, which are the Citizen Association and the different bodies, then they have, including the churches in every community, the leaders of the churches, them pay to control the congregation one way. And so the PMP always maintained dominance. So it was all messaging, bro. It was all warfare. Well, a lot of people don't understand that is really how it was. Just to understand from a perspective that I'm going to put to you now. The first set of M16s coming to Jamaica was brought in by the PMP. Even when police couldn't get M16. Because Michael Manley and Dudley Thompson at the time, them say, oh, police not forget M16. But Michael Manley that shipping M16 from Cuba. So the messaging publicly and nationally was one thing, while underground they were doing something else. But when they embedded themselves in the Cuban Revolutionary Army, 2,800 other them from the information, they did not know that also embedded in the Cuban Revolutionary Army were CIA agents who were keeping a close watch on Castro. And so these agents reported back to Washington that 2,000 at Jamaican come train. And the agents also reported that when they done train, they were heading back to Jamaica with boatloads of gun. And the U.S. authority had no other choice than to inform Edward Seaga, who was the opposition leader at the time, that boatloads of guns are come. M16, AKs, 3010 sitting on the rifle, the old rifle, them with the boat pan them, were coming back. 303. And Edward Seaga, because he was discombobulated, him don't know nothing about badness, him don't know what going on. This plan was already in full action. Him jump out now and go load up his mouth. But Michael Manley already had a messaging prepared. So by the time Seaga start talk, not knowing exactly what going on, Michael Manley just come with the messaging now. And by Michael Manley spin it and turn it and stuck it, the Jamaican people thought that Edward Seaga was doing something nefarious. Michael Manley comes into Jamaica. The first set of high-powered rifles coming to Jamaica was done by the PMP. Because the PMP are trained in warfare and that's all them good for. They're trying it now, but it not work. Because right now as I speak to you, they are moving weapons right throughout the country in the 14 parishes, the 63 constituencies, because the intention was to use badness to hold this election, but it not working. Because guess what? We have something named intelligence now that we never had before. And so Tari, as a youngster, I'm glad you pay attention to the politics. But there are things that are more sinister in the politics. The PMP has never been about love. It's always about power for them. So when you hear them mention the word power, don't think, say, oh, it's just their thing. It's just a slogan. It's just, no. For them, it's just power. Anyway, let me get to what I really wanted to discuss, which is more substantial. I wonder if the people of Jamaica, those who are here listening now, understand that the most important and substantial institutions that are set up in the country, the most formidable institutions that have ever been set up in Jamaica, were set up by the Jamaica Labour Party. Let us go back to 1962. 1962, the National Stadium was built. It was built by the British colonial authority at the time. But because Jamaica now gets real true self-government, by way of Alexander Bustamante, it was a parting gift. It was a sort of parting gift by the colonial authorities. But it was being built because what was arranged already was for the 1966 Empire and Commonwealth Games to be held in Jamaica. But do you think it's strange, people, that something as important as the National Stadium was built in a time when the Jamaica Labour Party became government? Do you think it's strange? And I always charge the people who listen to us that only if they spend even 5 minutes to do a they will understand that it is the Jamaica Labour Party that built Jamaica. Now, in 2024, in 2007, when Bruce Golding became government, Babsy Grange was always planning to rebuild the stadium. There was no funds to do it because Bruce Golding came to power in 2007. By 2008, America went into recession, and because of that, there was a global recession which affected every country. So the funds never did if you do that. And so again, when the government came back to power in 2016, when the JLP came back to power, the plan was always there. Babsy always a plan. It's one of her pet people. I don't know if I say if you name. If you call a 1 hour thing where stadium rebuilt and bring it to first world standard. But it was discussed between 2023 and 2024. And in 2024, Nigel Clark said, you know what? I'm going to make sure that we carve out some space where the budget can carry the redevelopment of the National Stadium. And Babsy promised last year that the National Stadium would be rebuilt and that grounds will be broken. Ground would be broken in August this year. And in fact, she's confirming that they will break ground this year. Now, look at it this way. The idiot PMP, them are going to say, election. How can it be election? I think I just get up yesterday and plan to say I going to build stadium. It takes years to plan. The video that is being shown, the digital concept that is being shown, it takes time to develop. Architect not just got them bed and dream say, if you just put 2 posts over this and put 2 black over there so, and draw one sitting over this and 2 pictures of zinc over there so. Only PMP do that when they build board house them give people. It takes time to plan and develop. So it can't be election thing. The same foolishness them talk about the bus them. The school bus system a plan from 2011. But to show you that the PMP really don't understand nation building and the development of the country, they will never understand that these things, you just don't go your bed and dream, say you do them, and then get them done. But me start at the stadium, so let me continue a little bit. Peter Phillips' son, Michael Phillips, the man with the subject man, he never show up today. You know why? Because he's ashamed. Mark Golding have had Michael Phillips, Julian Robinson, and Philip Palwell by the balls for the past 4 years. Since Mark Golding took over the party, he have them by the balls. Mark Golding is not interested in national programs. He's not interested in national events. Therefore, he does not want them to participate in national events. And that's how he doesn't care about Jamaica. He's not a nationalist. But guess what? I could care less whatever I want to care about. Him is not Jamaican. Him need to jump back on him banana boat and go on back which part he come from. A man with 2 bird paper. None of them won't get where they are. Somebody don't got RGD and forgot to go to prison right now. Because the Jamaican bird paper is fraud. Anyway, I'm not dwell upon that right now because there's more to come out. There's a situation happening in the country now where Mark Golding cuss blood clot on a mic. And it is concerning because in a discussion yesterday, or I must say this morning, or yesterday evening, one of them with Light B. Smith. Light B. Smith said that Mark Golding was talking to the mic. So it doesn't matter if he cuss blood national figure on a political stage addressing people because he was talking to the mic. Okay, so Mark Golding never just junk. He mad, because I chat to Mike.
Mad out.
But when he was questioned But what was, isn't it the same that Warmington? No. Now, I want to ask the people who are listening now. Was it Warmington then talking to the bell? Warmington said, put the fucking neck beside the bell. Now, bell him did attack. What's the difference there? There's really no difference. Both men who are politicians cuss bad word pan state, but Mark Golden, who is vying to be leader of this country, couldn't even control himself. Leaders have something very important in a goodies bag in a guy. It names self-control. You think Andrew wouldn't love because blood clot sometime, the amount of pressure them put him under? But you have to understand as a leader that you carry a bigger burden than everybody else. You have to understand that. And it should not be, you're right, Tari, it should not be something condone. It's not a condone in it already. We're discussing both. It's not that we're condoning what happened, you know. These are things that already happened. But the discussions need to be fair. Let me tell you where I'm going with this story. When Warmington cussed the bell, because since slide B say, I did Mark Golden did a cuss. So Warmington bell. When Warmington cussed the bell, the church released a statement that the politicians must exercise decorum. Everybody jump out in a civil society. How much longer is the Prime Minister going to allow Everald Warmington? Dayton Campbell run out. Everald Warmington must be arrested and charged. When Mark Golden cussing blood clot as somebody seeking to be leader of our country, you know you're not church member yet? Anybody see nothing from the church yet? Anybody see nothing from civil society yet? And this is what I want us to pay attention to.
I said if you decriminalize the bad of them.
All of a sudden, because Mark Golden cuss, because the white man cuss blood clot, bad word must decriminalize.
Yeah, that man.
But when Warmington cuss blood clot, he must be sent to hell.
We get charged.
Warmington, the black man must go to prison. But the white man must be pardoned. Bad word must be decriminalized.
Yeah.
And this is the hypocrisy that exists in our country. And it is a shame that as black people, we're standing in the midst of without understanding who we are. And that is the problem. That's where the problem lies. Anyway, because me don't want to take up too much time, let me continue a little bit more. Mark Golden has a natural hatred for Andrew Holness. But examine this, guys. Where is it coming from? You ever hear Andrew Holness even call Mark name?
That's hardly.
Mark Golden, hello, not hardly. Andrew Holness don't call Mark Golden name. Andrew Holness never in no tangling with nobody. He never call nobody name. You never see him a cuss. You have never seen Andrew Holness behaving despicable anywhere, calling nobody name, demeaning anybody, and disrespecting anybody. Never. And it is showing you the contempt that Caucasian people have for black people. Mark Golden naturally hate Andrew Holness because it's in his nature, second nature for white people. He hate the black man. Andrew no do Mark nothing. And Mark would never show up anywhere that Andrew is. Even though it's a national event, it is showing that Mark is a very small man. Him very small. Him have an inferiority complex that renders him unfit to be Prime Minister. Why? You are going to find yourself in meetings as a Prime Minister, defending your position of your country, defending the position of the people you lead. Are you telling me that if Mark Golden in his wildest dream should be Prime Minister and him go in a room with somebody who is a bully like Donald Trump, he's going to cringe up in a corner and allow advantage of him? Where would we end up as Jamaicans if we have somebody like that leading? Where? How would we fare in the world with this kind of inferior person Uno no system goal in no confidence. He's not a confident man.
I just come back, come say, I'm sorry, star. Man,
He cannot be a leader. Him not having a him. Mark Golden is on full display. Do you see red as in call them? If your leader can feel comfortable to stand up in front of you and cause blood clot, who is that? Is he representing you? Representing you. And the final thing I will touch on before me hand over the mic, or me drop the mic, I want the Jamaican people to realize that the PNP has never built any institution or industry in Jamaica. The PNP just always have a plan to spend Jamaica money. Notice all the plan them PNP have. When Mark Golden presented his presentation that he said was not a budget presentation, Favour Williams had to come back and plug in some numbers for him. And I think at a point when Favour done, it was some $200 billion of spending that Leon Robinson was offering. Spending. In none of them budget presentation did they offer to build an economy, to build industry, to create the money. Their plans is just to spend the money. Now, imagine and consider, since that presentation, they have been going around the country all about on the campaign trail. How many other spending programs have they put forward? 500 house in a swamp down at Portland. Where that the money will come from? Spending money again. $2,500 to taxi man. We are going to rack up to $1 billion every year. Spending money again. So just imagine the PNP spent 5 years in a power. If Jamaican people were to be so stupid and vote them in.
All right, young Miller.
They in 1.9 billion every year, because that's their plan for the taxi man them to cover 20,000 families. 20,000 families every year. Them have to go spend 1.9 billion plus the other 200 odd billion where them preach out in a them budget presentation where they say it was not a budget presentation. Where is that money going to come from? 1.9 billion just per taxi man. Then one another 1 billion, Brian, Adam, see so on me. Then one another 1 billion for some foolishness, plus 500 house in the riverbed down at Portland. Where the money they are going to come from? The People's National Party, if we do research, and when me talk, me always tell people, you no go search for yourself. If you do a brief research, you will find that the People's National Party has never built industry or an economy. All they have ever done is spend the money that the Labour Party built industries to create. Just 2 weeks ago, Free Zone was opened, rebuilt and opened after PNP locked down in the 90s. And I guarantee you that if the National Party come back, Free Zone are going to lock down again, because they do not know how to manage industries. All they know to do is to spend money. And we must be cognizant of that as we go into an election. We need to use our brain. But I guarantee you, the people who are listening, only if you do a brief research on the history of the development of Jamaica, you will realize that every important institution that forms the foundation of Jamaica's existence were built by the Jamaica Labour Party from 1944 to 1950, Bustamante, and from 1962 to 1972, Bustamante. And from 1972 to 1980, Michael Manley give away the whole of the money and shut down the industry them. And bright enough to tell people, say, 5 flights a You know, no galang pan one if you no can't take wagwan.
All right,
Worthlessness and poverty is the People's National Party. I'm going to land this off now.
All right, brother. Long time, yeah.
Well, honest, me want something with me to say with the M16 there. Yeah, man. At them, you know, the first set, you know, it analyze the people in my Gold Street, you know, the 5 people, you know, in a 18, you know. The M16, man, they from up a town, rare. Go down the Courier police station, no police can come out. Yeah, and just the dance, them just go get rid of some people. But can say, yeah, if you notice, all right, Squitty, you see in America, Jew have school for themselves. They don't go to other school. They go to the Jew school. They study the same thing that their grandfather, the Jew. They study to control this and that. That's like Mark Golden. You understand? His family is the same thing. That's how they teach them. So they are never better. You see, when they are slave masters, he's one of them. That's all I have to say now.
All right.
Somebody start.
Yeah, man. Churchill, and then we have Chip. Churchill. Yo, Churchill. All right, Chip. Yo, Chip. Yo. Chip. Unmute your mic, Chip. All right, Ian, unmute your mic. I'm jump out. All right, Atolad.
Yeah. Man, I just go and listen, man. You hear that?
Oh, you not talk?
No, man, I just listen.
Hold on, Squitty. I'm all
Come from the Valley Garden, but I just listen what I go on. Is it?
Where's about the Valley?
No, I say I'm a born land that.
So you
I just go and listen what I go on. Eh?
You never talk about nothing, man. You have nothing can talk about.
Just go and listen to the positive.
Yeah, but if you want to
listen and be silent, you know?
Go on and how it is now from then. What is the difference? And how it come from?
Squitty, hold on a second. Omalo mentioned you, Shira. Yes, Omalo. Because between when Buster gets sick by about 63, 64 or so, then Sangster, then Shearer take over, because to the back end of that term up to 1972, Shearer did a open about 10 school every week. That the PMP them start cause him when I open so much school. So me remember Shearer. I remember Shearer Omalo. Yes, I remember Shearer. Shearer was one of the most impactful prime ministers. And Shearer and Edward Seaga was a very good team. Between 1965 go right up to 1972. Shearer and Edward Seaga was a very good team. A lot of the foundational developments in Jamaica were those two men. God bless Edward Seaga and God bless Shearer. Because had it not been for them, the foundations that Jamaica enjoy today, we would not have them. A lot of people don't know say the PMP really no do nothing in Jamaica. So thank you, Omalo. I'm glad I could have clarified.
Yeah. What that now?
Yeah, yeah, man, you're right, my brother, because Siaga. I know people don't know that all the national anthem Siaga have something to do with it. Siaga is a great developer in our country. Yo, Squitty, may I get a call? Hold on there.
All right. There are me too. Doramito, mute your mic and forward. Doramito. Hello. All right, Churchill. Come on, not talk, man. Doramita. All right, G Keeper. G Keeper, mute your mic. 1, 2 people, them. Tare. You, Tare.
Yes, yeah, man, Squitty, me there. Me there. I'm so glad I found this back. Lovely. All right, so communication studies, yes? So, as someone who did communication studies in grade 12, in that syllabus, there's a part of the syllabus in the module 3 section. Just see where me I go, don't leave us yet. But there's a part of the syllabus that asks you to explain the factors that communicators may deliberately use to influence audience response. So I said, okay. And I remember that there are factors like misinformation and disinformation and them things here that exist. And I realized that when I look back at these factors or what I would have learned in communication studies, that the people parties actively using them on the campaign trail to influence how the Jamaican people respond to certain things or to influence how their supporters respond. And I'll tell you some of them. Disinformation is the deliberate spreading of false information as you mean to deceive or mislead people. When Donna Scott Motley said on the platform that the JLP wants to close Parliament early so that they don't table the report, even though that is not what Edmund said, but you just want to portray it in such a way that would make people angry. Yeah? So disinformation. Then we look at fake news. News that is completely fabricated or intentionally distorted, often made to go viral. So some of the TikTokers on here who the PNP claim as journalists and they want to give $1 billion to them. Some of them are promoting fake news. What do I call fake news? Well, I'll tell you. The same people who decide to share what Donna Scott Motley said on the platform, right? That Parliament is going to close early, right? Or the promotion of the idea that the Jamaica Labour Party government is giving the pitney them buses, or no, let me rephrase that. Idea that the Jamaica Labour Party, as Peter Bunting said, wants to kill off the pitney them with the buses, right? That is fake news. And when that spreads and goes viral, it evokes anger from the Jamaican populace. You know what else is bad? Conspiracy theories. These are claims that events are secretly controlled by powerful groups or just making up something that is very untrue without solid evidence. When the PNP can decide that, oh, my bad, F1 for real, F1. My bad. Anyway, I should have said unalive. My apologies. Right. When the PNP can come, by the way, this also comes under big line of sense. But when the PNP can come and say that the government stole $3 trillion, and I ask you this, the first thing about creating a lie is that it must be believable. How would the government steal $3 trillion and make a budget? Have you ever asked yourself that question? And a serious about then, brother, where I met the life for then. You know what else the PNP has used, Squitty?
Yeah.
The PNP has used what is known to be false flags. You know what a false flag is, Squitty? A false flag is when a person pretends to be the victim or blames another to manipulate public reaction. I'll give you an example, Squitty. For instance, when the will come and say that pretend to be a victim. When the People's National Party will come and tell you that none of them in their opposition or in their party or whatever, when they will tell you that there are members of their party being, I would say, threatened by the other side, if they will tell you that, or they will say that there are persons in the party who have been receive threatening messages from the other side, right? They also use that to manipulate public reaction. You know why? Because then they want to portray themselves as the victim, when in reality they are some of the people who are doing this. I give you a great example. When the PNP says that we're taking down their signs, and they're the same people taking down our signs, but they want to portray themselves as the victim. They want to portray themselves as the victim or blame other people to make this government look bad. You know what else the People's National Party uses? I've talked about big lie already, right? Big lie in the sense that when the PNP wants to talk about illicit 6, illicit 8, illicit 10, and they just repeat it, and after a while, because everyone is repeating it, it seems to become truth. What am I saying? The PNP knows what they're doing with their communication, right? And their control on the media, I would say, is really making it much better, right? But they are manipulating how they speak, right, to generate a certain response from people. That is what they're doing. And if you are not strong enough, you will fall to the deception. You will. Because you will think that either the PNP is genuine when they're saying this, or this is truth and check it out, or you would think that the People's National Party is not trying to disinform. They are manipulating the language that we everyday life to generate a certain response from us as a people. If you do not take heed of what is happening, if you do draw breaks a little bit and say, well, and let me check this out, you will fall victim to what the People's National Party is doing. Why do you think a lot of persons these days are still trapped in the whole poor dunce mentality of the People's National Party? Because already learned from PJ and Manley, and mind you, social media did not exist around that time, and most of the media stations at the time weren't necessarily independent. They weren't. So they would have learned that, well, if it come from PJ and it come from Michael Manley, and that them say and that me I work with, and nobody else can tell me nothing, and even a business if it true or not, I just saw it go, and yeah, stuck in this mentality. It has transcended even with the new era and new generation that we have reached. Good night, J2. Even with the new era and the new generation that we have reached, Squitty and listeners, it has transcended into reality. And that's the point I'm bringing across.
Yeah.
So, people, do not fall victim to the lies of the People's National. Do not fall victim to it. I see them trying to use something, Squitty. Some time ago, they stated that they have 21 or 22 female candidates. And it's a great milestone and it's a big achievement and whatnot. People. I would be wary of getting all happy and joyful about the PNP having 21 or 22 female candidates, I would be very wary about that ad. Yes, it's a nice ad and it's great that you have females on the ballot, but if you just take a look back at how they treated Portia Simpson Miller, I don't think the 22 female candidates will sit well with you. I really don't think it would sit well with you. Yeah. So you even accept everything, you need to ask yourself the question, is this something that's genuine or is it just something for just generate is it just something to generate certain emotional response from you?
J2.
Ask yourself that question. Yeah. That's independent thinking 101, people. Yeah.
All right. Yes, Tare, big up. Doramito. Official. Official Queenie. Hello? Queenie, unmute your mic, please. Touch your picture and then you touch your mic. She's not here. 2. Hello, J2, unmute your mic. Why you sleep in my box? J2. All right, we try back. Churchill. Hello, Churchill. I forgot to left them out. Jamaica, protecting Jamaica.
Yes, Squitty, we're still there. Tari again touched some very important points. Just now. You see, it is important, Squitty. And me not lie to you, me feel proud because never before in the context of Jamaica's politics or current affairs, we have so many people paying attention, and me think say with TikTok for thank for that because a lot of people gravitate towards TikTok and then when they go up on TikTok, they book up on these things.
Right.
But there are still too few people who pay attention to politics, and many of them not understanding that even though you claim personally that you don't care about the politics, because I can't bother you, the whole of them I see him. The politics really affect your life. It does affect your life.
Of course, politics is everyday life.
Okay, now I want the people who say them no business about the politics, so just try to understand what I go on. The world has gotten more competitive. Very competitive. And unfairly, those countries like the United States, Canada, England, unfairly, they established their dollar because them countries with G7 and G20, them big friend them. And then push them dollar to be the universal dollar, the strongest dollars. And sometimes hear people in Jamaica talk about the currency and that, and them not understand why these things are. And then when we are about the per capita income, which basically means it has to do with productivity, but when they hear like people like the Prime Minister talk about productivity, them cuss and complain because understand say a way you produce, you really feel live off of. And if you not produce nothing, then where you gonna live off of? Now per capita income, make us spend a second there so. The per capita income in a Barbados is probably about $20. In a Trinidad, maybe about 19, 20, 25. Bahamas about $23. Somewhere there so. No hold me upon the number them. Jamaica's per capita income is 7,000, I think 800 and something. Something like that. Come in and look on it, Tari, in the meantime, you can go and look for me. Now, do you know where Jamaica per capita income was in 2016? or 2015, it was 5,000 and change. Do you know where it was in 2010? Let us go down to 20 or $1,800, about 3,000 there about. And even in the middle of one recession, the Bruce Golding administration had close to $1,000 on the per capita income, a couple hundred. And a US dollar we are talking about people. Per capita income globally is calculated in US dollars. Almost 1,000 or a little below this. So the Bruce Golding administration in the middle of a recession had on penny. So by the time the corner turned in 2012, MP had on a few more hundred on it. But just imagine that Jamaica is 63-year-old and up until 2016, 54 years, per capita income just reached $5,000. Just imagine that. When PMP spent 18 and a half, then 4.5 years, which is 23 years together, them spend the longest continuous PMP winning 4 elections in Jamaica. Well, they win 2 and thief 3. And I can talk that because I know. No, them spend the longest time in Jamaica. But per capita income just reached $5,000 in 2016. Andrew Holness since 2016 in the shortest space with the biggest percentage of the movement in per capita income. Andrew Holness moved per capita income over 60% in 9 years. Remember, you know, people, it took 54 years to reach $5,000. It took 9 years for add on $2,910 penny, roughly round about there. Don't hold me to the number them. Me not look on the number them now, people. Isn't it then that Andrew Holness and him administration is doing something good? Now, let us put this into context, more refined. There was COVID-19, we take out roughly about 3 years out of Jamaica. Since 2020 to about 2023. And by 2023, the economy start come back around. Just imagine if this global pandemic did not take out 3 years out of the economy, where we were today. And the per capita income continues to grow. I hear the business leaders complaining now they can't find trained people to work. And the PMP, them a walk around in them constituency. Me talk about Mark Golding, Angela Brown-Burke, and Anthony Hilton. I walk around in them constituency. Go get training. Just sit down and wait till they come to power, then we get an envelope every week. Is that what we want in our country? I am estimating that the per capita income in the third term of Andrew Holness is going to climb to about round about 11,600 by the third term for done. That's what I'm estimating. Because foreign direct investment are keeping into Jamaica one back of the other. And because of that, wages will go up. I'm also estimating and I'm also predicting that the minimum wage by 2027 is going to be around about 27,000 per week. These are good things, people. The government in power must continue. The government in power must continue. Why would you want to stop the upward trajectory that Jamaica is on now? The PMP go carry you back down in 1915. And again, I continue to repeat, if the people who are now paying attention to the politics just do a brief research, they will realize that the PMP is no good for Jamaica and has never been good for Jamaica. Per capita income in Jamaica is now 7,000 and change. About 7,700 and other 7,800. But just imagine that in 9 years, at 2,000 change go on, Penny. It takes 54 years to reach 5,000 US dollar. 54 years. And it takes 9 years for add on almost 3,000 penny. Who the backside would you trust to run the economy then? Why the people who in the middle of the economy benefiting cannot see that their standard of living have improved? Everybody, oh, okay. let us agree, prices are expensive. Do we grow flour in Jamaica? But we need enough bread. The flour must come from somewhere. Where you want the flour free too? It have to pay for and it have to ship come to Jamaica. That's a cost. And it is going to go into the finished product cost. Do we plant rice in Jamaica? No. But everybody want rice and peas. It have to ship come to Jamaica. After it buy from which part it buy. That's at a cost. The finished product, which is the 2 pound of rice in the bag on the shelf in the supermarket where you go, it is going to come at a cost. The world is experiencing that kind of foolishness. I remember I was showcasing some video on my YouTube channel. People, Squitty, you can speak to this, and these are the conversations we need to have. People turn up in a food line long all of 1 mile in America, white, black, pink, Spanish. I go collect their little bag of free food. People are suffer everywhere.
Every day.
Every day. People turn up in a free food line. Go collect their little bag with 2 potatoes, 2 pieces of rice, and 1 chicken. In America, even some of the idiot them, me see one of them near you player. He look like he need to come to Jamaica, come get one of the second chance smile. He not have no teeth, to be a chewing gum and in tongue at night time. Them need to talk truth, because enough of them go turn up in a food line in America. Enough of them turn up in the food line. But they do not want to be honest to you because they just want them party in a power so that they can get a brown envelope. And we have to understand that these people don't care about you.
When I cut you, no truth, bro. PNP no know truth. Nobody will support PNP and PNP no know no truth. We don't know that.
All of that too. All of that
too, no know truth. Them no know truth.
All of that too. But we need to make it sink in, people who are listening. Make it sink in. Jamaica take 54 years to the per capita income reach $5,000 annually. And it take Andrew 9 years to bring you up to almost $8,000. Who would you trust more? Let me give you a little background. Let me give you a little history. In 1963, between 1963 and 1964, thereabout, when the International Bank of Reconstruction brought Canada and Singapore, some other countries too, but through me always talk about Singapore, I do extend on Lee Kuan Yew and pan Canada. The International Bank of Reconstruction is now the World Bank. Brought them to Jamaica to study Jamaica's economic model. Yes, the same model that was developed by and Yu Shearer. And when Lee Kuan Yew came, Edward Seaga was just a young fellow that Buster brought into the party, you know, to help develop policy and so on and so on. And when Lee Kuan Yew came, Seaga already write a plan for Jamaica. Him don't even the mainstream in the politics fully yet, you know. And him already put together a development plan for Jamaica because that's a vision he had for us. And that's why when me hear some guy try to compare Seaga with that little blood clot brother. Well, me not cuss him, you know. Me mention the word when you use. I mean, not offend nobody because that's not the intention. But we have to highlight these people and talk when them talk. And Lee Kuan Yew went back with Seaga's development plan for Jamaica in mind, but also with the economic model that Jamaica, through Buster and Shearer, was instituting step by step, year by year. And the vision was just playing out. And at the end of the decade, Jamaica prospered. Because in 1972, when Shearer handed over to Michael Manley after Michael Manley tell lie and trick the Jamaican people and won, Jamaica was growing by 18.4%. I think at 18.4%, Jamaica was growing. Can you imagine? There are people in Jamaica who are Jamaicans who don't know, you know, that Jamaica was growing by over 18%, you know.
Sure.
And by 1973, after Manley coming, Jamaica went into decline. And by 1974, Jamaica was broke. In 1976, Lee Kuan Yew came back to Jamaica, revisited Jamaica. And when Lee Kuan Yew went back to Singapore and he met with his people on a campaign, you know what Lee Kuan Yew said? Michael Manley was a fool. Because the trajectory on which Jamaica was on when he came here first to to copy what we are do. By the time he came back, the people were walking around in Jamaica dead for hungry because Michael Manley and him stupid selling a pie in the sky to the people of Jamaica.
Question, me not cut you, but was it the pirate came to Jamaica? Did we have pirates came into Jamaica 74 car? How the country broke so quick? Did the pirates came?
Because of the model that I share. The People's National Party only have a plan to spend Jamaica's money. They have no plan to earn the money. PNP is a criminal organization. Anybody else love spend, but they don't love work. How can you not earn a living, but you want to spend to maintain a lifestyle? What kind of sickness is that?
All right, protecting. What can go so?
All right.
Roll it there. Soldier.
Well, Squitty. My heart full enough. My school bus in a bus after bus after bus after bus and a bus after bus and a bus after bus with and a mic check. Mic check.
Yo, Mike,
Yo, wanna ready? Squitty, when we look and see the unemployment rate in our region, Squitty, I say then, me sure of a fact here the president of the BPO said them short. Me sure of a fact say the president of the construction industry said them short. Me sure of a fact say hotel them short. So if all of them people they should be fully employed, so Jamaica they are 0%. If those positions that are short, Jamaica should be filled. We don't have nobody to work. It would have never been done before in the history of this country building. So Michael Andrew Holness will go down as a legendary Prime Minister of Jamaica. He would have that many have failed. He would have tried road that many have failed too. But one of the things why I use him as a poster boy, he will be a poster boy for Jamaica forever. He rise from the gutter. Squitty, and achieve his goal. And he show how we can rise from nothing to something with dedication. You understand me? He shows us what to do and what not to do. This Prime Minister Squitty make me have to talk, Remember in the 90s, Squitty, when I work, I have to sleep when I go to police station up on the floor, I have to sleep, Squitty. Use my helmet as pillar, because no convenience and for me, me out there protect all of your head back in the Squitty. And then man, then time for nothing at all, brother. I didn't say any way out, but me love my country so much that I continue to do it. You understand what I say? There was no benefit to it. I tell you, more that you could go out there and be unalive. I watch people want to get unalive, serving their country. So we have to understand, when you look at this crime system, and I youth earlier just talked about how it is a big plus to Jamaica because a safe country, everybody have a safe country, everybody want a peace sighting, everybody want to go party at Jamaica, everybody want to go tour Jamaica, everybody. And the question that have gone away for the past almost a year from my workplace is when nobody is asking me if Jamaica is safe again. No tourist is asking me that, Squitty. Them just want to go somewhere. I mean, I tell you before now, them is a leading question when they come. I tell you, no, they are not asking anymore because of this government $94 billion investment in crime fighting. You understand? We're putting in infrastructure, putting in the right tools necessary for the police to do their work, paying the police officers properly, buying new vehicles. Squitty, this government is far ahead, man. I tell you, Andrew is a visionary leader, man. When you look at our NIR, when you look at our debt to GDP, what is happening in the country, Squitty. You understand? When you look at our education system, our girls are one in the world, and them say not going in education. Listen to me, man. People want to wake up and smell the coffee, man. This government is the best thing, and this school bus system is the best thing sliced bread. Best thing they must slice up bread. This school bus system for Japan. The middle class. And I tell you, Squitty, everything that this government has done is to benefit the poor. Every single thing. Because crime going down, Squitty, benefit the poor most. because the man pan the corner can set up a local shop. The man who have in shop can stay open later. You understand, and people can stay out road. Everything this government has done is when rich man now got health center, Squitty. Tell me about the rich man who got health center, Squitty. No rich man got health center.
No.
Then no poor people alone got health center, man. You understand, when the man renovate, if people can go in and comfort, get through and go back home, who it a benefit? The poor. You understand what I say to you, sir? When 34,000 people get water amnesty over there, you believe say a rich man them? You believe say a rich man them, Squitty? But they send this better Manchester. People get light and how them are running people them host to them. Them are run why they host to them so they can get safe electricity. You can imagine, man, why this government has turned this place in a fast growing where everybody want to be on time. Everybody. See, man, them put in place the national stadium will cover. 90% that will cover. Eh? Squitty, this government is the best government. JLP has always been the government for Jamaica. Has always been. History has cut up. JLP come out on top and run in this country. JLP is best for Jamaica. And people can look on and say, I don't want to say, but it is obvious when you look at, listen, you know they say, the child shall lead the way. And I see him on the live, look on the picnic them when they say Andrew. Look on the picnic them and they say anybody picnic run too. Have a good thing about them. Me can't stop saying, look at Tari. Look at Tari. But he didn't convince him. He really don't understand and see the truth and see the light for himself. Because he's not fool. Future leader of this country. And I speak it in Jesus' name. You understand? When you look and see them youth and the brilliance so, and the eye can be open to what it is. Because you know, in look at everything, you know. He match them together. That's when I think about him. You know, just run with nothing. And look at what is happening. Jamaica people are putting out a warning to our business class. Remember, in the 70s, you know, Michael Manley said, if you take 5 flights a day, you know, and left Jamaica, you know. In the 90s, you know, a 44,000 business crash, you know, under the PNP, you know. Business people want to go out and vote for the JLP because they want to always feel it the most. And the PNP bad policies. Just remember that teachers, soldiers, nurse, police, when PNP come in, a freeze. When the wages freeze, when I say no money, and if you take marks that you where they say in the way there, to cap the public sector worker salary to a certain percentage. So guess what? No matter how much money the country make.
Alright, Soldier. Alright, burning you up. Omalo. Oh, you up?
Yeah, me up. Me just man the doors off liquor. Yeah. Alright, final talk. I'm urging the Jamaican people. We have 132 watching right now. And you would have come night after night telling people about the policy of the government and the achievements and what the PNP is capable of. Now what we see the PNP is campaigning on is a legacy of propaganda, character assassination and lies. And we cannot sit down and allow these people to take over government because it spells trouble for our country. Because if they are in opposition leader and they are so mischievous, lie, what do we expect of them or for them if they should become government? And we saw where the PNP has influenced the sectors, the various sectors, by buying them out in order for them to be on their side. So you know what it tells me, Squitty and the panel, it tells me that the PNP should form the next government. It doesn't matter what they do. Jamaican people will have to tolerate to what they're doing because we will not have anybody came out and speak out. We will not. And I sit down and I really look into these things. Plus, and I keep on saying it, I said it earlier tonight and I am saying it again. You have 14 people over there and none of the 14 does not make one. That is very dangerous again. We have an opposition spokesperson and finance that does not have a clue about finance. We have an opposition leader that does not have a clue about leadership, about politics. They are so used to these chaka politics that they don't even know when they are on a platform talking to the citizens of this country. He does not care about one bit. He has no form of regards for the Jamaican people. And because these civil societies are backing this man thinks he can come and do anything and say anything and get away with it. I do not forget the dark days of the PNP, and I am urging well-thinking Jamaicans, especially the young people, do not fall for their lies. Do not allow them to come and tell you that they are going to pay you to vote against your country, because at the end of it, we are the one who is going to suffer the consequences. We are the one who is going to suffer dearly. They telling us what they are capable of, what they plan to do, because I heard Mark Golin on a platform. I think he was doing an interview when asked him, I don't remember who was the journalist who asked him, should he become the next prime minister if he would have continued the policy that this current administration is doing? And he said no. He said no, he will not continue that policy. I heard him telling his supporters that when he become the next prime minister, he's going to release the fund to all who supported him. Now, making that statement is telling us that the person that he's referring to is the PNP or the comrade who supported him. What about the Jamaican people at large? Are we going back to the sufferation of the PNP when the PNP was in power? They walk and they rule out the PNP different from the labor right, or different from the rest of Jamaican people, where they give their supporters handout and the country suffer at large. Is that the policy Jamaican people really want to go back to? Because that's what they are telling us, that everything that they have done before is the same thing they're coming back with. When Bruce Golin won 2007, Bruce Golin had removed user fee from the health sector. And I would hear Mark Golin say this on his platform last year when they had their that he's going to make healthcare affordable. How can you make something affordable that is already free? So you see, their supporters are running in them and sinking their own self. They are not listening to the message, watching the behavior and all of these things. They think that it will be milk and honey. And when they're talking about, the Bible tells you that by the sweat of your brow you shall eat bread. And a lot of these people do not want to work. So if you do not want to work, you will suffer. You have to suffer. Because I am not going to come here to people that can afford my daily way of life. My daily way of living, I can afford it. And it's not because I just sit down and can afford it. It's because I work. I work. And I choose my life carefully. Then that's the reason why I am not one of the less fortunate that cannot take care of myself and my family. Because, you know, and I always tell young people this, you make a foundation when you are young, not when you are old. So you plan your life properly. A lot of people plan their life for sufferation, and then when they are suffering, they blame the government. We cannot blame a government for our sufferation when we plan our life to suffer. We blame a government if it does not put in policies, if a government does not build an economy to create jobs to better our daily life, then we can blame a government and put in policies so that we can get work. Then there's no need for us to blame a government when we have health and strength. So I am urging Jamaica, think carefully, wise up. We cannot give away certain for uncertainly. And right now, the PNP is uncertainly, because we do not see where they are campaigning on any solid ground. They are just running up and down. Everybody's taking a little piece of nonsense. If you going to come out this evening and talk about the phone, by tomorrow morning, one of them, whether it be Damian Crawford, Julian, Peter, one of them come out and spin the same thing that Mark Golin is talking about. So it is telling us that they are not united. They don't know one thing that they are doing. So we cannot watch the hype or the noise of the market. Is this we have to watch? And I rest there.
Squitty asleep.
Squitty asleep.
Now.
Squitty, me talk. Me just go one round.
I go jump out, so.
Yeah. You wanna? You see, we know say we hear the cost of living, yeah, and we know say the cost of living out there is the people are feeling it. There's quite a bit of things that are feeling when it comes on to, you know, where them salary, them wages can reach. But we have to understand, say, policies have long-term consequences. And we must understand one of the consequences of the PMP energy policy that is causing us to have this high cost of living here in Jamaica. The energy price is what pushes up cost of living, one of the highest in everywhere inside of the world. The supermarket have to put energy in the price of its goods, and if energy price is high, your goods are going to get high. The people them we are deliver, them have to put cost of energy thing. Almost everywhere you find energy price is put into the cost of goods in Jamaica. And the cost of, remember, the policies of the electric company in Jamaica was done under the National Party, where they never had the Jamaican people interest in writing these policies. They wrote policy that create the OUR. The OUR was paid by the Jamaica Public Service and the telephone company them. And this is the company also that raises and set price for these corporations. They create policy where the JPS can never lose. So the JPS now have no interest in getting engineer to make their service efficient in giving Jamaica cheap energy price. And for that price in the Western world and also in the entire world. With an high energy price, you must expect cost of living for high because it's energy run everything. So when we look at energy price and we hear people talk and we hear the PMP them talk about cost of living, we must always tell them what is causing cost of living to be at the level that it is. Life. It is because that policies, bad economic policies, have long-term consequences.
Right, sure.
Yeah? And that is what we are feeling here in Jamaica. And we must understand these things when we talk about our situation and what we are going through. The policies of the PMP that are bad, that Michael and Holness don't have immediate effect in changing. Like we have to be negotiating until 2027. Then we can have a new energy policy. Yeah? So we have to live with this one until then. But these are the things that are costing our high cost in Jamaica. Because when you're going at the supermarket and see the whole fridge them around, and when you're going at the supermarket and you're going there in AC and all of these things, or you go down on the wharf and the whole light them around and all of these things and the distributor them, all of these things go in at the price of goods. So we have to understand that, yeah? We're not going to longer Squitty because we say you want to sleep. Blessings and love to each and everyone.
All right, respect. Inspiration.
Hi, good night, everyone.
Yeah, man. Look like you're not sleeping night tonight.
No, I changed my vehicle and I'm having a hard time picking up the whatever it is, the device is malfunction. So I couldn't get you on the system from the vehicle. So, but anyways, I tried through another method and I got through. I couldn't get all and didn't hear all the discussion what was being discussed but as always, listening to the news, listening to where things are going, and I was here this morning. I think the private sector is troubled regarding getting enough skilled workers to work, that they might be thinking import workers from one of the I think it's Mafood or one of them was suggesting to get to 80 to get workers to come into the island. It shows the progress and the kind of direction the country is heading. When we hear the opposition saying there's nothing happening, I want to know, why is it so much vacancies and where are the people? I think if the opposition spend more time to get its people upskilled, qualified, ready for the new Jamaica, I think it would suit them well. But obviously you realize that there's a disconnection with what's happening and they're not feeling it. Where are they? What are they doing? So this is very interesting to see that the private sector is starving for qualified people to work. It shows the strength of the economy. Yesterday it shows that the consumer spending confidence is up. That's a good sign in an economy. And in the face of the embargo that Donald Trump imposed, and regions of the Caribbean will somehow feel some effects of that. And yet consumers' confidence are up. I think the future looks brighter than even some of these first world countries, like the US, Canada. A friend of mine from Atlanta, I spoke with him earlier on today, and he's saying that are getting ready to close because of the Donald Trump saga. They're not able to function. And Jamaica is there asking for people to come to work. I think the PNP need to be careful of their utterances and the kind of mischief that they're trying to create. It might just blow up in their faces. So I think we are in a good path. I think the people of Jamaica need to pay attention. And like I said, they need to the one where people are not able to survive, the one where people are being heavily taxed, or the one that will reduce taxes, give them an opportunity to live, not just themselves, but they and their children and their children. So I think we're in a good position. And it's only a matter of time. I land there. Yeah.
Yes, I'm waiting about Phillips, Michael Phillips, not attending the thing today. The transportation.
It was such. I was listening to Cliff Hughes earlier on this evening, and one of the moderator was saying that's a shame. I mean, that is below shame.
You can call Michael Phillips and not there.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the transport minister had to do. I don't know. That's right. I don't know if it was an apology or he did a representation.
You have to represent for your opposition leader.
Exactly, which is very rare, yeah. and it's just something that I couldn't understand, and it goes to show the immaturity of the politics and the kind of democracy that they practice. When these people who others who look up to and who is so tribal by nature see these kinds of behavior, what do you expect the guys on the street who are not very articulate, who are not very critical thinkers? What do you expect? It plays right into their hands. It says so it's not a smart move. Not a smart move. Like I said, I question what and which Jamaica is the PNP is trying to lead. Which Jamaica are they trying to lead? I don't understand it. Because if they create an antness, they one day will want to be ruling over this antness that they've created. So I hope they are watching themselves and realizing that, you know what, we'll be kicking each other in the foot, because this is very, very, very not good. So unbecoming that we would have an announcement. So many people were there and they didn't show. So it tells you the kind of environment and the way they want to run and lead. I don't understand. I think the has lost the room. I think they don't understand really the new Jamaica. It's not the Jamaica where the mom and pops would come around and the diehards would come and the people would be fearful to say which political support, because at one point, and it wasn't so obvious from where I grew up that the JLP people couldn't say they were supportive of the JLP. It was like a no. It was like a great injustice, you know. And people are coming out saying, "Hey, now we can say who we are and what we believe." I think the PNP believe that we are back into that kind of era, and it has moved on. I think the young people is going to send them a message. I think the JLP has resonated well among the youth, and they have to be careful as to how they go about and how they practice their politics, because it's not something that's giving them any kind of a ratings at all. No ratings. So, and if the future and the young people are seeing this, and this generation is really adapting to the policy principles of the JLP, then it tells you that the JLP could be around for a long time in office. You see, if they're nurturing these young minds, and the PNP had to be careful and need to pay attention.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's not inspiration. So we're going to lock off soon. Big woman. Big woman, hello. Big woman. Well, look like you're going to make the last talk of inspiration. Browning. Just sleeping night tonight for everybody. G Keeper.
Yes.
I'm tired, man. Everybody up and live all night. Tired.
Yes, Squitty, in closing.
Yeah, give me a last talk then.
Well, as me say, it is obvious we don't need any glasses to see, and we are watching the politics, and we seen where we don't have not even a leader, because you know what I don't understand. These people realize that this man is not capable to lead the country. This man is not even capable to be an opposition leader. And yet, they're still campaigning on social media, telling lies on our country and selling Mark Golding when Mark Golding cannot sell himself. Because Mark Golding cannot sell himself in a decent and a positive way. Mark Golding come with the style of chaka that we as decent law-abiding citizens are not appreciating what Mark Golding is coming with. And it is very troubling. From I was born, I know that opposition leaders, yes, it is good to oppose, but opposition leader should work with the government to create policies that can better the citizens of any country. When you see these people oppose every good policies to benefit the Jamaican people, you tend to wonder what the people really want for Jamaica. Are they want us to go down the precipice? These people do not want anything good at all. When you come out fighting against the school bus system, when you come out criticizing the ribbon cutting, I would say that they are bad mind for real. Because it's only when a person bad mind, they criticize something good
Yeah.
that you are doing are something that is good to benefit every Jamaican citizens. Whatsoever the government is doing, it will not only benefit JLP, it will benefit the Jamaican people in terms of this, right, in terms of the school bus system. I know that PNP children will be traveling on the bus. So when you're still campaigning for the PNP, you are fighting against yourself and your children, your grandchildren. You are fighting them. So we have to be careful. There's what we choose. See, it has been played out in America right now. They were warned.
Sorry.
They were warned. And the same thing that the president campaign on is what he's doing now. That is the exact thing. And that's the same thing with Mark Golin. And his members, they are campaigning, they are telling us what to. They are telling us that if we gave them back the power, they will remove user fee from hospital. They are telling us that they will add tax to imported food. Remember, the one who coming out, crying out, saying that inflation is high and people are suffer. But yet, you are coming to tell us that you will put tax on imported food. Damian Crawford tell us that he will raise the GCT to facilitate education tax. So everything that they plan to do, that's what they are telling us. Now it's up to us if we want to gamble with our life. It is up to us if we want to gamble living. I am so scared of the PNP. The PNP is like when you're in a relationship and you are getting abused and your eyes finally open and out of the abuse. You found someone who start treating you well. Then the abuser want to come back. But as I said, they are campaigning on, they do not change. The PNP does not change one bit. And I am appealing to Jamaican, well-thinking Jamaican, not the one that is blindfolded, not the one who does not have a proper thinking skill, to the decent law about it. So wake up. Whenever the election is called, go out there and vote. Choose Jamaica. Choose Jamaica. Let us continue with this led by Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Michael Holness. We have seen where we have the interest of the country at large. And so I rest for tonight.
Okay, respect. You welcome, Keeper. Johnny.
Yes,
sir. We are a lot long early now, so give me a thought there.
Me there, man. I want to topic about tonight.
Well, we are talking about all kind of things, current affairs, the bus, then where we sit today.
Boy, Squitty, so much things are going on in a whole heap of things to talk about in a
just current affairs, politics.
Why? Anything there. You know, so me I listen one thing with Mr. Vegas this evening with one 19-year-old, a Navi she name. You know about her one, Navi.
Yeah, Navi, yeah, she come and
Yeah,
someone.
man, brilliant. And Tari, I'm sorry, say me couldn't jump on when Tari in there to hear some of them arguments there, but she happy. Yeah, we there, man. Squitty, me see everything what go on, man. A 93 bus, me see them can't see them, man.
Yeah,
93 bus.
I wish Michael never show up.
Me see that man come here, Cliff Hughes that talk about here.
Yeah, man, that
You know,
disgraceful,
that
man.
disrespecting, man. You notice all I major thing them Mark Golden not show up and
Well,
none
they
of
must show up
them.
themselves, you know. They must show up themselves for them.
Yeah. It better for we Squitty because we know so them is not about nothing good for the country. So when they do them thing they up more for people and yeah more. That's it. So you see enough they say them a go have some route, you know, to put them bus step on so enough of people them want come from town, come and move here with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, say it coaster them and in Oxford Express them a go you know. And you know, say it a go cheaper.
Them not get
Cheaper
challenged because you not go on the bus around straight from Kingston to Mobile.
I think they said them a go have the route that or something like that. Me hear about Spanish Town to Mandeville though and must be
Well, them look at town, I think them not go so far.
Yeah. But it a go reach just one night time still, you know. Yeah, man. The economy are going, so once the economy are going good, you know, so there's more things can be done. Yeah, man. Things are going good, Squitty, man. We don't really have much to say, you know, but you don't know, we just like the program because it's reasonable. Other program, them where we like comrade, them depend. You know, you're nothing tangible like what you hear. So we have to go and keep informed by people them teach you and we are learn from them and they can learn from us.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, man. See how Tari, they big up yourself, Tari.
Yeah. Tari, give me a last start because I'm going to lock off now.
Oh, you're lock off now? Okay.
Yeah?
You're locking off now?
Yeah, you're going to lock off, yes. Go on, get some rest,
For real. So you know you have to jump on your thing tomorrow, you know?
Unless you want to go and run it, Tari, and go and stay a little bit.
No, man, me give my final word then. I did soon. I'll go head out anyways.
Yeah.
Yes, people. People. No come here. We are at a critical juncture. We're at a critical point right now in our nation's history. And the Prime Minister said it, and I'm gonna say it again because I found what he said lovely. You can either choose a man of chaka notoriety, right? Or you can choose order and continue to choose Jamaica. And I just want to say that the Jamaica that we are living in now, never before seen. And I want to just talk back to my youths again, listeners, even the older folks out, but I just want to get my youth specifically. Yeah. I don't want it to ever become a case where because we grew up in the 2000s era or the 2010s or whatever it may be, because we grew up in the new era, that we are ungrateful for what we are seeing now. And we say, why, it good enough but at the bare minimum. It good enough but the government could have done more. It good, but you know, you're naturally expecting more. But I want you to understand something. And it's very important that you do. Nothing is wrong with wanting to have more, wanting to have improvement, wanting to say that, oh, it's good, but I believe that more could be done. Nothing is wrong with that. However, if one should have an appreciation of the present, and I said this before and I'll say it again, if one should have an appreciation of the present, one must have a knowledge of the context of the past. If you're gonna appreciate what you have now, you have to appreciate of the context of what occurred in the past, what was happening. If you really want to fully appreciate what is actually happening now. Too many times I see youths complaining that the government is not doing enough for is why I just not feel it, or I just there and thing. And you do have a right to complain, and I validate your concerns. However, or sometimes I say, as I say, boy, the government could have do more, and I validate your concerns. But let us also understand that in the Jamaica that we live in, we are coming from far. We are come from far. We are come from humble beginnings. We come from a time. Let me tell you something. And I will always bring up the marriage in the 90s, where if you did buy sugar, you would have to buy toothpaste with it. Or if you buy chicken, you have to buy bandage, or you probably leave have cut for your skin.
Yeah.
Items were married to each other. That's how bad things were, just for people to buy things from the local, from the regular corner shop in them community. That's how bad things were in the 70s early. You know how bad things were in the 90s? When you kill off the entire middle class. A middle class doesn't even exist. By the way, the middle class that we have now is a new generation of middle class, just say. But the middle class back wiped out. And when you don't have a middle class, because the economy grows from the middle class, because one of the things you have to understand is that, remember, the middle class is the most, maybe not tax compliant, but it's the most tax class, and the money that the middle class goes towards social programs, it goes towards money and financing for the country. The middle class has to sustain these things just because the middle class pay this money. When you kill off the middle class, what money do you expect to have for the country?
No country, but you don't know middle class are one of the backbone of the economy, Without the middle class, the country get knocked,
You're basically dead.
Yeah, because that is spine of the economy, that wall
That is the backbone of the economy. The economy middle out.
And that's why you see Jamaica did that suffer in the early 2000s, because that destroyed in the early 90s. So you're on a rebuilding then time there. When you're on a rebuilding then time there, you're not going to see improvement until you have a government like the JLP administration will come and take up the physical. And then you say, yes, it start grow and thing,
Yeah. And these are the things that I'm pointing. Oh, continue, John.
So, Squitty, the forensic report where Andrew Holness lawyer then get, I think they can't expose the letter there until the court make a decision. Yeah. Me sorry say October, because we don't want the people to understand what going on.
At least the lawyer them know what going on.
Yeah. And we don't want the general public to know one.
We have a know, man, but we have an idea already, If you're smart, you have
because we have an idea, we know what we're going
on. Because we know say nothing bad going against the Prime Minister, we let it all long time.
If not body, that go to the Prime Minister.
Yeah, they're going to release it a long time, make the Prime Minister look small.
Yeah, man. But we just so I done in October, when we wish we could have get it before election, because people don't see what going on,
Yeah. Well, we know I fight the Prime Minister still, so,
For real, man, for real.
Yeah, man, well, tonight is a slow night now, so we are going to jump out.
All right, big up yourself, we're there.
Yeah, man. G-Keeper. Sleep. Inspiration.
Squitty, let me just finish what I was saying, though.
Yeah, all right, yeah, man, finish up.
And when you was on the point that when you don't have money, when you don't have money in the country, because as I said, that's basically the backbone of the economy now. So now you're gonna have borrow money, right? And when you borrow money, the hole in your budget essentially gets bigger because your idea to pay off the deficit is to borrow money, which is gonna create a great big. I don't know how that works, but anyways. But youths, the point is though that I'm making is we are coming from a far way, and if you're gonna appreciate now, you have to understand where we're coming from. It's just like when you are in university, you're probably the first in your family to go to university, or you get a position guild president, or you're up on the UE guild, or you just step up in our life, generally speaking. Yes, you step up in life, but at the end of the day, you still have to remember where you're coming from. Remember your humble beginnings. Remember,
Right.
you know, what brought you up, what raised you, the nature and the nurture, everything. You have to remember those things. So I want us collectively as youths, as a generation, to, yes, we can add our 2 cents and complain sometimes, but also understand the context of where we are coming from. Because trust me when I say this, I do believe that this government, if some of the things did not happen, then in the 90s and early 2000s coming down, and 2012 to 2016, if some of the things did not happen, I personally believe that the government would be able to do a lot more things that they want to do right now. But they can't. And one of the reasons for that is because Jamaica is still reeling from the effects of what would have taken place in the early 90s and the early 2000s and whatnot. But let us, for now though, whilst we don't have appreciate what we have now, appreciate the programs we have, the new social housing program, the solidarity program, the second chance smile program, yeah, a whole heap of programs this government has come out with. And I'm gonna give an analogy to our mother. Most of us love our mothers. You see a mother, and I mean father too, yes, but I know we tend to be a more maternal society sometimes. A mother knows what you want, a mother knows that you want at the same time. She won't be able to give you everything at the same time, and she won't be able to give you all that you want. However, she doesn't show. She provides what you need. She provides what she knows you need so that you can have a better life, so that you can have the life that she was not able to have when she was a child, so that you can have the resource step up in life that she may have not had. In the same way that is the Prime Minister right now. The Prime Minister knows we want a lot of things. He knows we need a lot of things. But understand this, based on where the country is now in terms of the budget and everything, he won't be able to give us everything that we want at the appointed time or at this point in time right now. But what does he do? He ensures that he gives us what we need and what we can at least afford as of now, and then takes the steps to getting the things that we will need further on in the future. That is a government that thinks long term. That is a government that has your best interest at heart. This year, when we made the budget for the fiscal year 24 to 2025, 2025 to 2026, not me saying we, but anyway, as if I'm in parliament, but anyways, when the budget was made, the government took the decision to say that we are going to put a fiscally responsible budget. It's election year and people did expect election gimmicks budget and all of the goodies. The government did not do that this year because we put Jamaica first. We believe in ensuring that our country goes first. We are not going to give you some budget or do something that we know that we can't afford, that puts the rest of Jamaica into destruction, right? Or any form of economic stagnation. The other party, on the other hand, the other side, years has been willing to run with it. Run with it, run with it, run with it. Whenever they have an election, they give you everything, saying that it won't harm the country, and in the long term, it does harm the country. So, youths, I'm telling you this. Everything may not happen how you want it to happen right now, but be grateful for what is happening as of now and be hopeful for what will come in the future. Because you see, this government has been a tried, tested, and proven government. This government delivered on various promises. Squitty, I could name out all the promises here in the night, but I know you want to close off. But let me just name some. We cut GCT from 16.5 to 15%. We cut GCT on electricity this year, starting June, from 15% to 6%. The unemployment rate is at the lowest right now at 3.3%. The debt to GDP is at 68% right now, coming from the highs of the 140% it was when the PNP was in office from 2012 to 2016. Murder is at an all-time low of, well, the murder rate has gone down, I should say. Well, all-time low too. But it has declined by 44%. STEM schools are being built across the island. Jamaica has established its AI lab at UTech. The Garmix factory that was even built opened. Morant Bay Urban Center opened. Bombrook Urban Center being built. The Kingston Free Zone Terminal was expanded. The rural school bus system has been implemented as we speak. And a tour is going on across the island right now. JUTC coach buses are here. When we can look at the fact that more farming roads have been done and fixed by this administration as opposed to any other administration at this point in time. You see more agro farms across, or more agro farms, or agro parks, I should say, agro parks. Places are getting water like never before. So when you look at all of these things, and I could even go further, the Spanish Town Hospital is being built. The Cornwall Hospital Administrative Block was open. The government wants to renegotiate the license with JPS because the terms and conditions that the PMP would have agreed to were not suitable for us as Jamaicans. Jamaica can be used as a model according to the IMF. Jamaica can be used as a model to show how a country can move out of economic stagnation to economic prosperity. According to the World Economic, it is a model.
Yeah.
According to the Economic Forum, Jamaica is the #1 country where females can get educational attainment at the primary. And by the way, the World Economic Forum is one of those agencies that measure the gender bias or the gender parity between genders, the male and the female gender within a country. And Jamaica is top on that. When we look at the fact that the second chance smile program for persons whose teeth may not be the best, the Ministry of Health has offered a program. The Know Your Numbers campaign. The free testing that you can get anywhere. If you want to test your blood sugar, if you want to test your HIV, if you have HIV, if you want to test hypertension, these are free. They even have mobile testing. These people will come to you. So when I look at all of these things and compare them to what would have happened in the past and have the knowledge of the past, I have to appreciate what I see now. I have to appreciate what I see now. Just not unelect a tried, tested, and proven government because it is said that, oh, I've never seen the PNP in power, so I want to see them in power this time. You don't need to see the PNP in power just because they weren't in power in your era. They treat their constituencies. That alone should petrify you for even voting for the People's National Party. A lady called on Nationwide from St. Andrew Southern, that's Mark Golding's constituency, and was speaking about how she needed a
think a bathroom man, a place used to do that.
bathroom, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So that
And,
proved to you, say, yo, the
based on
people
my
are really living in a
understanding,
bad condition.
yeah, and not only that, but based on my understanding, MPs in the People's National Party have even been told to not tell their constituents about these programs or accept anything from the government because they don't want the government to come into their constituencies and show them that they are actually doing.
They understand
And
why
that
you
is
have
the
to
politics
tell
of the
that
People's
already.
National Party that I don't like. They
Some
keep
of the
people in the
time,
dark.
if people have to seek information because you see we there, so you have to seek information and go to the relevant person and get answers on how to go
Well,
about things.
well, Jana, that is true, but you know, sometimes sometimes you have the situations where people genuinely can't ever access the information, and that's just going to happen. And as a result of that, because of bad MPs
Yeah.
and bad councillors, people suffer. And the politics of the People's National Party has always been in the dark. And I have to ask something. The People's National Party say that they love the poor. But if you love the poor, do you keep the poor in the dark about these programs that are being offered to them? If you love, you let the poor be dependent on you and don't allow them to try and strive for themselves and make something out for themselves?
They love the poor to keep them poor.
The People's National Party has always loved the poor to keep them poor, keep them dunce, to use them, manipulate them, abuse them, disuse them, every single adjective that is negative in the book. That is why the PNP loves the poor, Squitty and listeners.
Squitty,
It is disheartening.
Squitty, you
It
know,
is
say for me,
Oh,
sorry, remember. Squitty, you know, say
yeah,
for me,
man, John.
talk politics till now. Since the election have come up and you know, a topic them get. You have a debate with people and talk about policies and things. You know, so me not talk to one PMP, one game changers where you ask them about. All them I talk about what PMP do and Michael man, they this and that. And then and them the time they done a new
I
hero
think
right
they
now.
don't change their policy with them
You
up
know,
and
you know, say Andrew only is raise the bar and then have nothing for you offer.
make carry land because we are going to jump out at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, man, yeah, for real, because we know you want to get your rest up on it tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Yeah.
But
Carry
let
land,
me
your land is up?
me go land though, yeah, me a land now. Disheartening to me when the People's National Party says they love the poor. It annoys me when I hear that. Loving the poor does not mean that you just give them things on a one-time basis and then tell them to continue to depend on you to get things. If you love the poor, you show them the programs that the government has, tell them that this is a program, help them sign up for the program, help them to make a living for their own. If you love someone, you're going to show them how to do something so that they can life. It's just like the proverb. You give a man a fish for a day. Hold on, how it go again? You give a man a fish, he meat for a day. You teach a man for fish, eat for life.
Give him a handout, man, you teach him. You
If
give him
you
an
will see them step up in a life, If you love people, you want to see them move from the current state they are at. The PNP does not love the poor. The PNP wants the poor to remain in their current uneducated, dunce, poor state so that they can easily manipulate them. Saeed would have said it, and no disrespect to Saeed. Well, actually, no, disrespect it is, because I'm not sorry. Saeed would have said it in a video that I saw at a PNP meeting, where he says you go out in the communities, where he said you go out in the communities and get the votes. You either buy the votes if you need to buy the votes. That is what Saeed said. And he said after you go to them, you hold them with the food. He said that, that is what the PNP person said. If this is the little that you think of your fellow Jamaicans, what the hell are you doing in government then? My apologies. But still, what the hell are you doing in Gordon House? If this is the little that you think. You should be ashamed to even call yourself a party that loves the poor. You feel shame. You should be ashamed. So, people, a teacher will not tell you the answer right away, because that teacher wants you to figure it out on your own. That is the Jamaica Labour Party. The Jamaica Labour Party is not going to give you something right away. They learn for your own, move for your own, generate for your own. That is what they want you to do. Youths, when you go to the ballot, when you go to the polling station, when you go to vote, and not just youths but everyone, when you go to vote, about this. Does a party that love people keep them in this current condition that they are in, or does that party try to elevate them? And if you agree that a party that loves people tries to elevate them, then my friend, you should then automatically put your ex beside the bell. It is as simple as that.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about that.
Yes, I. All right, Tari. J.K., are you up?
Big up yourself, Tari. You said it all. You said it for all of us.
Man.
Yeah, man. You said it all. You said it for all of us. You know, so you're tired. I find every day you're going, in Squitty. Rest now, baby. And big up my sister-in-law,
Yeah, man.
And one nice, clean parade of people. And all the labor rights, them near or far. And every bit of them were baptized, and we need to get Craig Oates. You know, see.
Yes.
Now, I go try, I have to go talk to Audrey. She's busy now. She want me a call, and she go give me a call. She have to come by us,
That she busy.
Come by us, man. And me I invite somebody tell when the guy found on a mic when oh God, a chung in him.
From where?
Damian Young, you have him already?
Oh, Damian Young.
Damian Young, we come on, man.
From Northwest, man, Manchester.
Northwest Manchester.
Job.
Yeah, man, we watch him for Current Cross live last night, man.
Yes, man. Anybody here, Damian? Polly, anywhere you're there, Polly, somebody must tell you. Jesus said, tell Damian to bring it on. Pants, the great show, Squitty, the show Paul, live.
Squitty.
Yeah.
Yes, Squitty, of course.
You don't listen to Jamaica 401.
Yeah, man.
Oh, number one that in a max
Yes,
on everything, man. Yeah, man. Jamaica 411 the ramp, man. Go down right to him phone, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Right now, Glean out to get so, We can't do it. Yeah.
Tonight, anybody around I hear the sound in my voice, me I tell them, job boss we want to hear, and even the guy Ian down at South Manchester, we We want any one of them. Rita, the whole on invite Tova. The whole on a nice when she name little hot girl the 4% catching there, the bad girl that we need her here. And big rap come over here yet. I'm a friend man, he asked me all the while, Big Rob, are your friend G Keeper? Mommy said you must come over. I'm a little brother over here, so come over here anybody here. Send on the message to me. I go beg that guy there. Man, they shall tell him, me need to hear from him. Slowly the whole hour no come. Pack up over here.
Right.
Have a good night, everybody. Tari, Browning, Big Woman, and Jack.
Big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Jakey.
big
Best
up
of you, Squitty. Big up yourself, Squitty.
Yes, I big up.
Right.
Big up. If you jump on, we start tonight, because you're moderator now,
Alright,
I run the thing, so if you step out, you can put people in the box and mute them and thing,
Alright.
And thing, because you can't do that from where you on your device now. Yeah, when a man want to go in the box, you just press them and put them in the box. And thing, and if you hear someone watch you comment and who comment nothing too much, you just black them, mute them and why, Yeah. Alright. Well, we're going to jump out tonight, early night. Important thing. The people who left on it, who left a listen and still join. You don't know, big up on yourself and keep joining the show. Tell a friend about Squitty 16. Come over here, come join. Right?
Tell a friend. Tell a friend,
Tell a friend.